a team from the Valley were competing against New York, California, you name it, all over the United States, and we're winning. Actually, it wasn't not my idea. There was a group of people who came down here looking for investors to invest in the basketball team, and especially affiliated with the NBA, that I liked the fact that they were affiliated with a big league. So it was David Guerra, I think, invited me, and there were some people coming in, I think, from Ohio. So I decided to invest a little bit in it because I think it was good for the Valley. At the time, I was a builder. I'm still a builder now, but building houses. We love the Valley, we love McAllen, but there's not very many things to do here. And at the same time, a lot of the Winter Texas and the maquiladoras in Reynosa, their managers and engineers would live in the U.S. also, and they complain about not enough entertainment. So we need to get some entertainment.
We had to work a lot with the NBA and answer a lot of questions about the market and about the arena setup and whether or not we can handle all the logistics of having a professional team at such a high level.
The reason I decided on the G League because the G League is affiliated with the NBA, and it's a very strong partnership. So we wanted a strong league that could support teams across the country, and we play all over the place. So it was the right decision, I think, we made at that time. But we started building a band. We started at State Farm Arena, which was a great place too. But I think when we talked to the city of Edinburgh about building something, we thought about going to the McAllen Convention Center. And that didn't work out, so the city of Edinburgh, the mayor at the time, we got together and started talking about an arena, and certainly when we just went around the country looking at arenas and taking ideas and different ideas and put it all into one.
You know, I don't know if people really realize the magnitude of it. I know I didn't, not until the very first time they set up the court and the scoreboards were on and everything, and I walked into the arena and I was just overwhelmed. I said, wow, this is actually gonna happen. And I think once you actually go to a real game and you're exposed to it and you realize that at the high level that we play at and how nice the facilities are, particularly now that we're at the Bird Ogden Arena.
I think the hardest initially is when nobody knew who the Vipers were and they didn't know what the G League was. But over time, because of the fact that we had a lot of good players and we had a good partner, Houston Rockets, originally owned by Leslie Alexander, now Tillman Fertitta, and they really supported us. So I would give them probably the most credit that got us where we're here because they bring good players. I think we won more championships than anybody else. We've been in the playoffs more than anybody else. And we also have players that are playing in the NBA.
Well, it's been a great relationship with the Rockets. Actually, we started out with 3 affiliations and it dwindled down to 1. But I think it was the best move for both them and us. We have a great working relationship.
We call the Valley's team because we should be a team for the Valley. I think it's part of getting all the cities together and work for the betterment of the whole Valley. Whether it's building roads, building jobs, getting companies down here, getting education, and we should all work together.
And, you know, we're sitting at the table with other teams from Los Angeles, from Phoenix, from Chicago, from New York. And it's really neat that the Valley has a seat at that table with all these other big cities. You know, we're very lucky to have a franchise of this caliber because there aren't very many of them. And the fact that we got one really is a good thing for the Valley.